a timeless art. Born from times of explosions and gunfire, a place to call home, a place to be safe and free. Free to heal from the wounds of war, to start over, to create beautiful things that bring joy to others, to find and explore inner gifts. This is the story of Anne. I'm Alexi Panos. I love working as a model and TV host, but when I'm not here on set, I live a completely different life. We are turning extreme situations into extraordinary results. Our mission is to innovate, renovate, and elevate the lives of people in need. This is Operation Build. "12 years ago, these gentle hands weren't creating delicate flowers made of sugar and butter. They were wielding a semi-automatic rifle. Sergeant Anne Orevec was part of the 855th Military Police Unit in Fallujah, Iraq. Her mission? To provide security for a large convoy. Then, an explosion under her armored vehicle changed her world forever.
From the explosion, from the shrapnel of the explosion, it knocked me out and my eardrums burst. And it was really odd because I was seeing red because there was so much blood in my face. And I heard my gunner firing back, and about that point I realized what had happened. So then they medevaced us out right away into Baghdad Hospital.
She was able to rejoin her unit, but things were very different then for Anne.
And they told me I had a brain injury, but I'd be fine. Right away I noticed a lot of changes in me. I had this constant headache, which I've never had headaches before, but I was having some speaking problems and some memory issues. I was having a lot of cognitive issues. I couldn't think straight, I couldn't focus, I was losing my words. I got really depressed and angry, and actually at one point I became suicidal.
Anne didn't feel up to working full-time for a while, but she needed an outlet for her energy and her creativity. So she started baking and decorating cakes. Eventually, she moved from Arizona to Boulder, Colorado to attend culinary school.
Actually, it kind of started out as part of recovery. I was dealing with a lot of pain from migraines and some PTSD issues, and I needed something, I just needed an outlet. So I started decorating cakes for fun and started baking, and when I moved to Colorado, I sought out a pastry school and just fell in love with it. You know, using a different side of my brain than I'm used to. And
Anne wanted to do something charitable, so she went looking to volunteer. She wound up at Habitat for Humanity, donating homemade cupcakes for the workers. There, she found out about a program called Homes for Our Troops.
Good, how are you?
Good.
This is my home.
Oh, great. It's beautiful.
Thank you. This is my living room.
Love it. Well, Anne was injured in Iraq, so she is just has been an inspiration for a lot of people. So to bring her on board into this program was really just a great thing for us, I think. It really benefited us more than probably she knows. So when she applied to our program, we were at a point where we were giving away some foreclosed homes through some of the banks, and Anne applied, and we were able to provide her with this home mortgage-free.
You know, it's actually been such a blessing. I would have never imagined having a home mortgage-free. It's taken so much stress off. It's really humbling knowing that complete strangers are willing to do all this work for me. And it's taken off so much stress financially, and I can just really focus on my health and trying to open my bakery.
She's always been very good about pursuing things that she's interested in, and has always been very ambitious. And so when she called and told me about it, I thought, I know she will follow through on this Homes for Our Troops program, because it was something she was so excited about. When she called me, I just couldn't believe it.
Today, Ann lives just outside Denver, operating a small catering business specializing in cakes, pastries, and other desserts. She dreams of renting her own space in town and starting her own bakery. Meanwhile, her little brother, in the Air Force, receives regular shipments of Ann's goodies. On this day, Ann's mom has come to visit. It's a time to reconnect and to talk about anything. Anything but the painful past. Mostly about a promising future. But Ann's new home needs some improvement. Operation Build I'm Coming Home is here to make this house more livable and more beautiful. And before we're done, we're going to give Ann's dreams of owning her own bakery a boost. It's been great getting to know Ann, one of our honored veterans of the Iraq War, and to see how well she has adjusted to civilian life. Ann was provided her beautiful home just outside Denver from the privately funded nonprofit group called Homes for Our Troops. Now, Operation Build I'm Coming Home is here to make her home more stylish and more comfortable. While Ann's away for the day, we brought in the crews to get the job done. Keith Jahola is here from ODL, a company which makes retractable screen doors, add-on blinds, and decorative glass for doors. Keith, this door looks amazing. Why did you choose this for her home?
Well, we wanted to complement the style of her home, and we wanted to add curb appeal to this home. This aesthetic appeal improves the performance of the energy and also the value of the home by 4 to 6%.
Wow. Wait, let's talk about the energy efficiency. What's
Sure.
that look like?
Well, before she had a 6-panel steel door. Adding this insulated piece of glass improves the energy performance by 20 to 25%.
Wow. And it looks amazing too.
Yes, it does.
That's one thing I have to say, just being outside and seeing it from the front, the whole impact it makes on the house is beautiful.
Absolutely. Decorative glass like this, it's a personal expression of style, it's curb appeal, it's safety, it's security.
Yeah, and it also brings in a lot of natural light too, which is beautiful.
Absolutely.
So how did this whole thing come together?
Well, what we did is we took Ann's existing door, which was a 6-panel steel door, and we cut out enough room for the insert. So we cut out about a 23 by 65 inch hole that made enough room for this decorative door glass insert.
That's amazing. And then the back door, let's talk about that, because that is so cool.
Absolutely.
I've actually walked into a screen door myself. Let's not talk about that.
Right.
It's amazing. So tell me about the process of that.
Well, the screen on the back is our Brisa screen. And Brisa is a fresh approach to fresh air in the home. It's a retractable screen, so it's there when you need it, but out of sight when you don't need it. You can't walk into it and knock it off the hinges.
It's good news for me.
Secure in place. It has visibility strips to prevent that, but it also allows fresh air in without allowing in dust, dirt, insects, anything like that.
So what other products does ODL offer?
Well, another product we offer that's great is a tubular skylight. Tubular skylight sits on the roof of your home, looks like a can light on the inside, and provides natural light inside the home. It's a really unique product. There's a dome on the roof that concentrates the light down that tube, reflecting it into the home. You can get 150 to 300 watts out of a tube.
Wow, and it's really great to have natural light in the home.
Absolutely, natural light is fantastic.
These new doors are having a huge impact on how this house looks, and they're adding energy efficiency. This is the ODL manufacturing plant in Zeeland, Michigan. It's where Ann's beautiful glass and wrought iron door insert was made, along with her retractable screen door. We visited CEO Jeff Mulder to talk about the company's commitment to community service and giving back to those in need.
One way I define it is making things just a little bit easier. And whether that's easier for our employees if we have a tough time, or in this particular case, easier for Ann as she comes home, and do we have things that can make her house more beautiful or more safe or more accessible? We can't fix things that have happened in the past, but can we make things going forward just a little easier?
We've also got a donation from Schlage Locks. So for the interior doors, we've chosen handles with a satiny nickel finish. Next, we're going to find out more about what Homes for Our Troops is doing for many, many other American veterans. Plus, we've got an awesome special surprise that will make Aunt's future even sweeter. Screen doors date back to ancient China and Egypt, when they were made of cloth or basketry. We've seen how Anne's home has been transformed by installing decorative glass for doors from ODL. We wouldn't be here today, though, without the efforts of Homes for Our Troops. I think it's time we learned a lot more about this worthy cause. So Larry, tell me about the mission of Homes for Our Troops.
Yeah, our mission is to build accessible homes for the severely wounded troops returning home from Iraq and Afghanistan. Our tagline is building homes, rebuilding lives. And we feel that the new home is the base of operations for these guys to move on with the rest of their lives.
That's great. So when they're coming home, you know, we as citizens were so happy to have our troops back, but so many vets are coming back with major injuries, and then they come back and we kind of forget about this. So it's wonderful that you're stepping in.
Yeah, and that's part of our mission is, the need for these homes. I don't think the general public is even aware of it. There are some 1,700 troops that have been critically wounded, loss of limbs. And if you look at the fact that we've built 166, we've got a long way to go.
Yeah, you guys must be pretty busy.
Yep.
Wow. So how can the average person help?
The average person, number of ways. One, these homes cost money. The average project is like $430,000. Our homes on the West Coast are considerably more than that. So there's always a need for funding. Corporate sponsorships can help ease the burden of the cost, as well as private donations. So we'd like to encourage people to get involved. Hold a fundraiser for us, get involved. Corporate sponsorships, tell your employees about us. We have a new program called Operation Lasting Support, where people are able to pledge a $10 monthly pledge. Doesn't sound like much, but if you get 200 people paying $10 a month, that's a door, that's a window. There's different ways of looking at their help.
Yeah, that's great. So how do you feel about working with Operation Build?
It provides a great opportunity for us to get our message out. We don't spend the funding on advertising, and there's a lot of people that watch History Channel. I'm one of them. My dad's one of them. Everybody watches it. So it's a opportunity that we're excited for, and we're hoping good things come from this program.
Today, we've installed some stylish doors in veteran Ann Oravec's home. Next, we've got a huge surprise for Ann, something that's both beautiful and practical. Don't miss the big reveal. Homes for Our Troops builds about 40 homes per year for U.S. veterans. While Ann was away, we installed an ODL retractable door and this gorgeous decorative glass piece in her front door. We've added some polished nickel Schlage door hardware that perfectly matches Ann's decor. Now, we've got a big surprise for Ann, something that will help her achieve her longtime dreams. Beth Baer from Lennox has created this gorgeous array of Lennox dinnerware and serving pieces to help Ann get started with her dream bakery. Tell me about this gorgeous set. This is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, and I'm so excited for Ann to come see it.
Thank you. We're excited too. We're so thrilled to be able to present to Ann an entire collection of our French pearl dinnerware to really give some great style and update to her everyday dining, but also to be able to allow her to showcase her catering talents in some creative new ways.
Absolutely. There's some beautiful trays and some platters that I know she's going to get a lot of use out of.
It has great texture, it has great silhouettes, and it looks amazing when it's set out with her cakes and her cookies and all of her delectable desserts.
Let's talk about the gorgeous patterning on these.
Yes, I love the design of this. It actually was inspired by delicate embroidery. It features a raised beaded motif set on a durable stoneware body, and the edge is finished with this beautiful tea stain, which gives it kind of a vintage chic look.
I think that's my favorite part about it. You know, it's this beautiful new set, but it has so much character already in it.
It really does. And I'm sure that Anne is going to love all the great serving accessories that we have. They have great texture, great silhouettes, from the cake plates to the tiered servers to the tea set and the pitchers. It's going to make her presentations of her delectable desserts look amazing.
Absolutely, and that's the thing. She's so talented. She deserves to showcase her work in this
Absolutely.
kind of way. It's great. So how do you feel about being able to serve someone like Anne, who has so graciously served our country?
We're so proud to be a part of this effort and be able to give back to those who do so much for us. You know, entertaining and dining is so much a part of our lives, and if we can do our part to bring life and excitement and just a little bit of extra specialness to those occasions, we feel that we're doing our job.
Fantastic. Well, I can't wait to show her this. I think she's just gonna flip.
I can't wait either.
Lennox was the first American china to grace a president's table, chosen by President and Mrs. Wilson in 1918. We had one final surprise for Anne, a $5,000 gift certificate from Restaurant Depot to provide a jump start in building that bakery.
Jetro Restaurant Depot is a chain of cash and carries with 107 locations across 31 states of the United States of America. Jetro Restaurant Depot is in business for one reason only, and that is to support small business. We're there for that independent restaurant, baker, not-for-profit caterer, supplying them with everything they need, when they need it, in economic quantities, 7 days a week. When we first heard about Anne, it gave us an opportunity to get specific with one veteran. The history of our involvement dates back to the early 2000s, when a group of our accounts payable people said, "We're not doing enough." And what that turned into was a production line every holiday season of this group of people, plus additional volunteers, packing hundreds of boxes that we mailed across to initially Iraq and then Afghanistan. But we were mailing these boxes to soldiers on a random basis. Anne allows us to bring this commitment and this sensitivity down to someone specific, an ambitious veteran who wants to open a small business, and we're going to be there for Anne.
I can just picture Anne in her kitchen making treats for family and friends, and I'm sure her brother, still serving in Iraq, will appreciate getting a few of them.
I have told Emery so many times that she has turned out to be more than I ever dreamt she would be. I am just really I'm just thinking.
Well, it's finally time to bring our distinguished veteran, Anne Oravec, home to see what our Operation Build and Homes for Our Troops crews have done here. What an amazing day. Anne's friends and more volunteers from Homes for Our Troops are here for the occasion.
Thank you for being so good to my daughter, really. Aww. A long road.
We've had a great time getting to know Anne and the folks from ODL, Lennox, Restaurant Depot, and of course, a very special thank you to Homes for Our Troops. On behalf of Operation Build, I'm Coming Home, we want to thank each one of them for their commitment to helping our veterans gain the freedom and independence they need to rebuild their lives.
Thank you so much.
Of course. And thank you for watching. As always, if you know anyone who's in need, whether recovering from a natural disaster or any negative life circumstance, we hope you'll email us. And don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Operation Build and our I'm Coming Home series are ready to take every mission impossible to mission complete. Until next time, I'm Alexi Panos.